Welcome back. It's great to have you. This is Ryan with ewebjelly.com. And in this section of the class, we're going to talk about tips and tricks to help you save money and time when it comes to your web development, but also to get the most out of your website and find success. That's really what we all want, right? So, number one is consistency, right? Yes, you got to get your website up, but you can't expect miracles to happen. You're not going to get a flood of new customers or business just because you put your website online. You have to have a consistent marketing and sales strategy that you're proactive about every day, every week, every month, and every year. Consistency breeds success. So at the end of the day, just having your website up there and hoping for the best isn't really a good strategy. You want to get your website consistently out there online so people can find it. And nowadays, there's so many great places you can post your website. There's review sites, there's social media groups that may have an interest in what your business is. So for example, if you're a Italian restaurant, there are groups out there that love Italian food, and you can go and join one of those groups. And if they let you, you can post your new Italian restaurant website in those groups. So the key is to have a strategy that is consistent every day to get out there and get your website found. Yes, it's work. Yes, it takes time, but you'll see over time with a consistent message and a consistent plan, you'll start to drum up some more business and you'll find more success. Number two, I cannot emphasize this enough. Use a professional. I understand there's people out there that have family and friends who can build websites. Heck, there's even kids who are probably 13, 14 years old who can build your website. But the question you want to ask yourself is, am I going to get a level of professionalism out of these people? It's great to have a friend or a family member build your website, but oftentimes what happens in those situations is that, because they're close to you, they know you, they're a family member, they're a friend, they're not as professional. Maybe they don't answer emails, they don't answer calls, they don't respond to texts. They're busy doing other things. They have school, they have work, they have this or that. So it can often be a struggle. Not to say that you have great family and friends out there who could do some good work. I'm sure they can, but you want to ask yourself whether you think that you're going to get the level of professionalism out of them you would expect from a company like ours. So remember, web development's not just putting stuff online. It's also communicating. It's also educating. It's also having knowledge. It's also all the back end stuff that goes on with web development that a lot of people don't think about. So when it comes to using a professional, you get all of that. You get the communication, the follow-up, you get the knowledge, the experience. These are things that you may not find with someone who's not a professional in the field. Number three, collect your content early. I cannot stress this enough. Even before you start your business or build your website, start getting content, gather photos, gather videos, get testimonials, get recommendations, whatever you have. I understand if you're new to the business, you may not have a lot, but that doesn't mean you can't start to be proactive about gathering content, writing books, taking videos and photos and all of that. Get all of that loaded up and prepared. So when you have your website plan ready, you have the content ready, it all comes together smoothly, and it just makes it a lot easier when you start development. Building a website without content can be a little bit hard because you're trying to play catch up. It's like, oh, we've got our website up and now we've got to take pictures and we've got to do this and that. So you're kind of backpedaling and you don't want to do that. What you want to do is get your content together, at least some of it together early. That way, when your web design starts or your web development starts, you've got the content ready to go. You can provide it to your web developer and it's that much better, that much more streamlined, and really it's faster and it's just more professional. So start gathering your content early. Number four, free isn't always better. I know there's a lot of free options out there. There's free options for tons of software in the world. And don't get me wrong, some of it is excellent. Some of it's great if it's free. But remember, when it comes to development, free isn't always going to give you the best thing. Most people give you a free account or a free option because they want you to buy more. So it's almost like a teaser. So if you get something free, it's not always going to give you the value you would get out of something you pay for. We just know that through experience as being consumers. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go with a free system or a free account or this or that that's free. I'm saying just keep that in perspective that free doesn't always mean it's going to be better. And 9 out of 10 times, a free website or a free this or a free that, isn't going to give you what you would get out of something that you'd pay for. You're just not going to get the value. But keep that in mind. Number 5, make it easy for visitors, right? People come to your website, they want to get information quickly and easily. They don't want to have to dig around and find stuff. So make it easy. Make it easy to find your hours of operation, your phone number, your email. Make it easy to contact you. Make it easy to buy from you. The more easy you can make it, the more sales you can make. And that's just how it is. That's just around everywhere now. The easier it is to buy the product or service you're offering, the easier it is, the more sales you're going to make and the more repeat customers you'll have. We know tons of online e-commerce companies, one big in particular I'm not going to mention, but what do? They make it easy, right? If it's easy, you're going to get sales from it. Number 6, ask your customers for feedback. The best thing you can do to get ideas is ask your customers what they might want from your website. They might tell you some things you've never thought of. They might give you some ideas that you've just never really brought to the table, right? And that is the best way to understand how your customers buy from you or what they expect from you. So asking the right questions will help you to develop a better website, a better web experience, and more sales. So and don't be upset if the answers you get aren't the answers you want. They may be critical, but that's actually a good thing because that shows you where you need to improve. If you don't have critical customers or critical feedback, how are you going to know how you can build a better experience online for your business? Positive feedback is good too. It's always nice to hear happy stories or happy customers, but the ones that give you, the not so good reviews, the ones that tell you this needs to be improved or that wasn't good, those are the ones you should listen to because they're going to tell you how you can improve your website, your business, your sales, and your marketing and all of that. Number 7, consider updates. Most of our clients require updates on their website. We have a small monthly charge to do changes and things like that and update their site on a monthly basis. You will need to update your site occasionally. Some sites need updating pretty frequently, maybe once a month, maybe once a week. Other sites, not so much. Maybe they're updating it every 6 months, every year. It really just depends, but think about how often you need to update your site and what those updates require. Are we talking about maybe changing 2 photos or are we talking about adding 10 more pages to your website? Those are 2 completely different things that require 2 different levels of work. So when you consider your updates, think about the future a little bit. Think about what you need to change or update or upgrade on your site to improve it over time. Number 8 is consider security. We're not security experts. We don't know a lot about security, but we do our best to build sites that are secure. But always understand that online security is a major thing. And if you're not too sure about your site security, consult a professional in the security industry. Ask them what they think. Ask them what the best options are. We can definitely help you as much as we can within the scope of what we know, but we're not experts in online security, so we cannot consult you on that. But we can recommend that you consider your security on your website, consider what sort of data you're putting on your website, what sort of data you're trying to capture in terms of financial security and things like that, and be very cautious about what you're putting out there. Remember, what you put on your website for the public to see can be found and searched by anybody. So be careful about things you're putting on your website that you don't necessarily want to make public. Always be aware of that. So these are 8 steps to hopefully help you save money, get some tips and tricks out of your web development. If you have more questions, you can reach out to me. Go to ewebjelly.com or email me at ryan@ewebjelly.com. Thanks again.